popular TV show that I watch is called Criminal Minds. And in one episode, Dr. Spencer Reed was interviewing a boy, 11-year-old boy, who had a cousin that was missing. One thing that he was able to do was not even listen to just the words that the boy was saying, but actions as well. So today, I'm going to inform you on how to read body language as nonverbal communication and eye movements, posture changes, and proxemic actions. The benefit of today is we're going to learn how to communicate better with people and learn insights about your peers when you're having difficult conversations with them. First, we're going to talk about eye movements and how they can signal many different things and emotions. Next, we'll talk about posture changes and what that means. And third, we will talk about the proxemic actions and how to read that in conversations. First, we're going to talk about eye movements. So according to author Kendra Cherry from her Very Well Mind article of 2025, the main two things are blinking when it comes to eye movements are blinking and eye directions. For example, she says that if you blink faster, it is a sign that you are stressed about what's going on. Whether it is trying to repress tears is a common way that someone would blink a lot, or another one would be if their blood pressure is rising, it causes somebody to subconsciously blink more. When it comes to eye directions, if their eyes are going all around the room, it's usually a signal of discomfort, unease, or anxiety in this conversation. A common thing that she addresses in her article is a study that came out in the 2000s that is very popularized, and it shows that if you look up and to the left, you're more likely making up a story, where if you look up and to the right, you're more likely to be recalling a memory, per se. So, she talks about that in her article, and she says that, in fact, this is exactly how it operates with your friends. When you're having these conversations, you're more than likely to emulate the same things. But according to researchers Zalashko, Bezljic, and Bodazar Ranovich from the International Journal of Cognitive Research Science, Engineering, Education, they talk about eye contact, whether it's eye contact breaking or whether it's initiating other eye contact. If you look away from somebody at a certain topic, you're more than likely uncomfortable with it. And according to author Autumn Strawberry from the All About Vision article of hers in 2025, cadence is a big thing, whether it's looking at somebody at a specific time or not looking at somebody at a specific time. So now that we know a little bit about eye movements, let's look at posture changes. There are two types, unconscious and conscious. First, we'll look at what researchers Zaleshko, Bezljic, and Bazar Ranovich had to say. They talk about the unconscious, including nervous tics and appearance-based things. Nervous tics are subconscious things that your mind automatically does on its own. Appearance-based things are more likely someone turning pale, per se, when they're sweating and when they have a large change in their posture and body language because they are uncomfortable with the situation. And according to author Kendra Cherry from her Very Well Mind article in 2025, arms and legs are a very often unconscious thing that somebody does, whether it's crossing somebody's arms. It's often used as an intimidation factor, or when someone's uncomfortable, it depends whether they're leaning forward or not. She also addresses an open or closed posture. An open posture is when someone's standing and they're communicating openly and they're being forthcoming with you. But someone that's closed off might be holding something back or trying to keep you from understanding something about them. So now that we know a little bit about posture changes, let's look at proxemic actions. First, what is a proxemic action? It has to do with anything that relates to distance. So, according to the Cleveland Clinic medical team from the Cleveland Clinic in 2023, the amygdala controls a lot of the stress responses in your brain, almost all of it, in fact. It sends responses to the rest of your body to tell it what to do when it experiences the stress, and it signals what the rest of your body will do. This is a spot where it is located in the brain, and this part from the Very Well Mind article shows different types of things that are controlled by the amygdala. And according to author Kendra Cherry from her Very Well Mind article in 2025, the fight or flight response is very commonly taken over by the amygdala, which causes somebody to either react with aggression or to retreat. So now that we know a little bit about how proxemic actions can be used, let's conclude. So today we talked about how eye movements, posture changes, and proxemic actions can and should be used when talking with friends. However, it's important to realize that these are not always the same with everybody, because your relationship with everybody is also different. And to be honest, as teens, we're not the best communicators, so sometimes reading between the lines is necessary. And in fact, Dr. Spencer Reed was able to tell that the 11-year-old boy was hiding something that his mother was responsible for because he was biting his cheek, pushing his chair away, and had changed his posture. Thank you all for listening.